Thank you so much for keeping it Captain Creative, our YouTube channel. For every viewer out there, you are much appreciated for sparing time to always give us that time. This is the Heartfelt Hour with me, Nakayenga Omumbejja, the Melanin Queen, Mama Duke, Omwati, Omunono Wamwe. Today, we are going to talk about a very sensitive topic, and it is called co-parenting. And with me, I've come with my people with whom we are going to decipher and divide, subtract, multiply,
and add.
Okay, may you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Sarah Nankunda Aimar, and I am excited to get into this conversation.
The name is so English.
No. It's not English. Sarah Nankunda Aimar.
That last one.
Aimar.
Okay. My name.
Oh, do you really have to think about your name?
What people call me?
What people call me?
Nze Douglas Karungi. We going to talk about a very sensitive topic. Though you don't need to be someone into the field to discuss about issues pressing society.
That's true.
But as long as you understand, you comprehend, and you see what really happens, you ought to contribute something to it.
That's true.
And I'm fast forward, I'm not defending myself. That is what you should clear. Though it is imperative that we should become parents. We should give life to other people.
That's true.
But that has to be a choice. That has to be a choice because we need to respect. Yes, we need to respect those ones who don't have.
Absolutely. While in topic, I'll even share with you some post I've made today.
Okay.
A friend told me, onsindikiriza okunonya sente nzinga sina kusindikiriza kuwasa. It's like, okay, my bro.
Okay. As we dive into the topic, we have sponsors. Twina abavujirizi baffe abamaking sure nti tutambuza programs zaffe, tutambuza ebintu ebinjawulo. Era in our sponsors, twina Sam's Foods, your number one stop center for all your food items. They have rice, composite flours. They do wholesale and retail. They do deliveries all over the country, and you can reach them out on 0200-932675. We also have Jeff Auto Parts. Anything to do with your car. You want to pimp your car.
Namusubiza ogula spare nga sina gula motoka.
No, by faith. So kugenda ogula steering.
Omupira
ogutega. Ogambe guno mpira gwa Range Rover. Uje wa Jeff Auto Parts.
Okay. Asangibwa wa Kiseka Market, shop number T14 and T15. You can always reach out to him on 0706 023826. And our other sponsor is Swiss Glam. She deals in all your skincare products. Anything to do with skin. She also deals with scented candles.
Also sundoza mululaba.
Sio yakola nebya bedroom. Anyway,
but you can always be reached at 0709-180634. And our other sponsor is Collage. Collage is by Uganda.
Build Uganda.
They are your number one leading producers of leather sandals and leather shoes for school going.
But as we buy and build Uganda, do the material and all the raw supplies used made in Uganda?
They are all made in Uganda.
Wow.
Yes, and the quality is really that quality that you take mu dame, you know.
Kwegambo ogulira generation mwana wa mwana nga toteina jera.
So for Collage they also do deliveries. They do deliveries, and you don't have to buy mwana akula, but at least amanyi always denga tabana ze bambala neze ononeka in one time. But for Collage they are different. They do deliveries all over the country, and You can always reach them out on 0783 843604. They also have a Facebook page. They have it is called Collage. They have Instagram. It's Collage. They have TikTok. It's Collage. You can always look them. You can look them. You can look for them and get
Babanoonyeko.
Babanoonyeko ku mitimbagano ako nange mu Luganda Nakayenga ku mutimbagano.
And our last sponsor for today, we have Games for You Limited for all your gaming and electronic gadgets.
Yasinga ogitegeera. You know how men can go and lock themselves up in those rooms. Daga tubulire game for you.
Games for you. Basically, we deal in gaming gadgets. PlayStations, Nintendo, Xbox. As long as you're a gamer, you're passionate about gaming.
Kyempuliddemu kati okitegeeza omu ku bavujirizi baffe ali naffe leero ku kamera kati bw'oba oyagala discount watuuse dda enamba yo tumusanga ku namba
0759 752100 noti 759 752 noti Kampala Road, Park Royal Mall, 12B.
Thank you.
As we wind up with our sponsors, allow us to dive into today's topic. Co-parenting is something new, by the way, because it is something new. Chibaddewo, but as a term itself, before chibadde na traditional parenting.
Yes.
Traditional parenting, you're parenting mama ne taata n'abaana bonna nga weebali. Yes.
Okusala ekirimi tetubadde na co-parenting in its rightful manner. Tubadde ne ludda lumu okukuza abaana. So as you're trying to get a little modern, we want to involve both parties. Mama ne taata. Mukuziza muti omwana luli abamu kufe twakulanga na mama oba twakula na taata nga abamu beesuulirayo gwa nagamba. In English, they neglect. The negligence was on a very high note. But we want to get to a point where tuchita co-parenting ti abazadde bombi onaakwasaganya atya n'oli okukuza omwana. The bond between you two is out, but for the sake of the child, how best can we have child grow up in society and both impact?
How would you term co-parenting?
Co-parenting, nze ngenda kukozesa Oluganda, Oluzungu olwo. Co-parenting, nze enkolagana oba enkwatagana ki abazadde gye bateekawo okukuza omwana ono aleme kukula nga alina void eyo nti taata yansuulawo oba mama yansuulawo. Mama ne taata ebyammwe biyinza oba byagaana. You could be out romantically or the bond between you two could be out, but how about you build that relationship to make this child grow up into a responsible citizen without a void. Nti omwana aleme gamba nti mama yansula taata yansula muyambaganye mutya nze kyendabanga co-parenting nga mmwe temusuuliridde jjajja temusuuliridde kojja naye abazadde as others help you out, how best are you involved in this child's life?
Okay, thank you so much for that explanation. Actually, before that, kuba ogenze n'ogamba nti waliwo oludda olwali luneglectinze. As we all know, men do not carry the evidence of children.
Definitely.
They don't carry the evidence of the children. So the moment they got misunderstandings or they had irreversible or irreconcilable differences, that literally meant inti abera n'obujulizi bw'omwana obusinga
yeyeetikka omugugu
nekiba nga waliwo eyo void eyo ate nga okusinziira n'engeri ki gye mwawukanyeemu yesinga okuleeta that neglect of the absent father or the present toxic mother. Mukwano twogera ku co-parenting. Oli bw'ayogera ku co-parenting okitegeera otya nga?
Well, co-parenting for me is minus the romantic relationship between the parents. How do we raise a child who will not at any point be a witness to violence, to abuse, to absence of any parent. Co-parenting, it is more of me and Douglas had a child, and for whatever circumstances, we can no longer stand each other in the same house. But there is this bond that at some point there was a love. I want to look at the perspective. There was a love that created this bond. So how do we remove the anger of me and him and make sure that this child does not even see the sign of it? Of course, as they grow, their mind will open up that my parents are not actually together. But have you created that environment, both of you as parents, for this child in that tender age not actually notice or even feel the absence of any of the parents? So that is what I call co-parenting. So co-parenting is not about, but I send the money, but omwana musasulira buli kimu. No. Does your child know that my mother and father are present, both emotionally, physically, financially, in every aspect? So that this child watula mu baana banne and spiritually.
Because that is incomplete.
And spiritually. So that ono mwana watula mu banne abaina tata ne mama mu nyumba emu feeling any different. That is co-parenting to me.
And something small about that. You said tough feeling, and I would ask, it could be off rail, but if there is this provision of this kind of care from someone else that is not the biological parents, does it really count as co-parenting?
I mean, it will count as co-parenting, because at the end of the day, I will say I'm a dad, yeah? At the end of the day, if me and the mother of the child, nti omukazi ngezezaako naye agaanye okubeera mu line emu tutukuze omwana, but there is this beautiful element I'm seeing, who is willing to love my child, who is not making my child feel like there's no mother in their life. We are still going to co-parent.
Oh, that's also co-parenting. Is that what they call blended family?
I think I would call it blended, but co-parenting in its word, it's the biological parent, the availability of the biological parents. Yes, for context.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's clarity in itself. So, just to collect okunganya
ideas,
nebiteeso kuba nkyagadde nnyo nti mukinnyonnyodde ngeri omuntu gy'akola ki gy'asobola okukitegeeramu, era nga nze ne njagala nkikume wamu nyongere okukibategeeza nti topic gye tugenda okwogerako oba gye tuli mu kwogerako ye co-parenting. And co-parenting, this is where the biological mother and biological father puts their differences aside.
Yeah.
When the romantic relationship dies out,
yeah,
for the betterment,
of
for
their
the
children.
spiritual growth, for the financial growth, for the spiritual, financial, physical, and emotional growth of their child.
Awo kitegeerekese.
Amina.
Kakati, okay, much as this is also going to go off. Okay, kakati inze infunye, like I've gotten married elsewhere, and this man has welcomed my child. Katate bachi.
I think I would call that an extended family.
A blended family.
A blended. Is it blended, extended?
Blended.
No, extended.
Blended. Okay, so blended family.
It's a blended family.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. That's still okay. That has given me an idea. Okay. I'm married elsewhere. Nzize n'omwana tata amukkiriza. But much as when gye nfumbiddwa amukkiriza, even the biological father himself
asigadde ali present.
Like also like naye ayagala okutwala obuvunaanyizibwa eri omwana. Isn't that going to cause havoc in my marriage?
No.
We were talking about me being married indi mufumbo, omusajja gye nfumbiddwa yakitegeera yafuna full package ndiko ebyange
mazima
nabyembracing, but much as abyembracing, still ne taata w'omwana ono ayagala kubeera involved. But remember, relationship yeno yagwayo, but right now I have a new marriage. Ate nebyenzize nabyo babyembracinze. Ebyo tebigenda ku, isn't it going to create havoc? Is there room to cooperate or cooperating in a blended?
I'll bring it out this way. The problem,
speak in a man's perspective.
Me, I'm speaking in a general perspective. Let's not shun the fact from this.
Okay.
Mama Duke, reality of the matter is, bw'oba ofumbiddwa noje wange ng'ovudde wa Reagan. I'm speaking from what should be done, not what is done. Excuse me. Duke unajje wange. And I embrace the fact that Ozene Duke.
Yes.
And I take in Duke fully. In reality, all what is in my household should be my responsibility. Let's take it.
Yeah.
If Reagan wants to be in this boy's life, let's take it. It should be between me and Reagan to have an understanding as men.
Yes.
Okay, I don't need to be.
No,
You have to be, but it shouldn't be your run. It should be my take and his. Oyagala laba omwana tumukusanzeewa. Omwana ajja akulabe. Let's take it.
Yeah, I actually want to.
Oyagala contributing ku fees. Okoze otya. Senior Reagan kumpita mu mugongo. N'akuvujjirira sente. Gw'otandika okuholdinga responsibilities in my house. Si bwe kirina okukola. Si yembaga yo.
I want to actually interject on that to actually add more on what you have said, the right English word. You see, the minute you've made a decision into between me and Reagan, Chiwede, you get a man
and
like,
he embraces
and he
this
says,
child.
I love you. And everything
With all
that comes with you. And Reagan, Andrew becomes a man enough, takes you in the house. Like he said, what is now everything under that household, he is the man responsible. You, as I believe by the time you're making that decision, moving into another man's house and life and completely, you have cut ties with everything. You are no longer meeting secretly with Reagan. Reagan now knows that you are now a Mrs. You get
Andrew.
But now that is where I think sometimes what causes the conflict now. It is Omumbejja. Still one. He's saying, but Duke has his dad. I don't want to take Duke's dad out of his life, honey. This is now another man's home. But what Reagan is saying is give the respect of the man you have now. Let Reagan be a man, come and sit on the table and say, I thank you for taking mine.
Should be leaders.
Yes.
Leave alone the fact that we are neglecting the reality of the matter. Men should be leaders. Once you're in my house, I'm your supreme. Not supreme until nerage. What I have to do.
It is what has been bestowed upon you as a man.
Nze byenkola mu nju bye binolaga nti ndi supreme sikukyewa. Like tebabyetuma. It comes naturally. Kati byenkola omwana ono we muteeka mu ssomero. Tata Duke nga yagala yambako.
Ayina kwogera nange.
Sichigamba nze kyengamba, and I think it is the right thing. Tebiri mu nze kyengamba balala tebagamba. It is the right thing.
It's what should be done.
Yes.
Like you say, it's what should be done.
And you're not at war with the other guy.
No.
Sina lutalo n'oli. Wekiba kyagaana.
It's okay.
Kati omanye
ebisale ebisinga Andrew kanzija ebisale ebisinga nze ndowooza nti omukazi ono yagenda decidinga that peace to be there oba wabewo olutalo okitegera kiva mmwe maama okukimekinga kila nti kati Andrew ye mwami wange mu maka muno buli ekigenda mu maaso alina okukimanya so kiva wa mukazi kubanga omukazi wansalawo nga ali eno n'eno clashing away again.
Another thing I've heard from a few friends, and one was bragging about it, is Omumbejja amanyi Douglas asasula fizono mwana asasula the medication asasula kitegera but she goes a step further na kubira Reagan
because yatata omwana
otegera amwereze sente azezibike before you know it. Once Douglas finds out that you're doing this, one aja kuloza, you guys even meet in the dark. someone that was doing something out of goodwill, he's playing the father figure in this child's life. Before you know it, Nerigan wanachitegera nti oli abadde akola obuvunaanyizibwa bwe ng'amanyi yaweereza ku supplementing ate gwe oyina engeri gy'obizannyamu. Trust me or not, hell will break loose.
Okay, that brings me to
so
another sensitive. Okay, another question. Is co-parenting all about money?
No.
Actually, co-parenting isn't about money.
You can the introduction to introducing a co-parenting is emotionally, spiritually, financially, and physically.
That's taken.
Aspects
so, the problem why our sisters mainly what kulembezabo was babira ne
power kumwana
hand. Lwaki muchi zeroing down to the financial is because you think all solutions are solved
by money.
With money.
Actually, when I asked the question, is co-parenting all about money?
Not really.
I didn't bring it because we are zeroing it, or they are zeroing it down.
No, some, not all. Let's not generalize.
There are men out there. He understands. Okay, I had a child with Omumbejja, and chichayagala school fees, chichayagala kuswiminga. So what kati oyo musajja
wempereza sente maliriza ebeera nsobi
kubanga lindako taata ebiseera ebisinga wagambira nti kasita ntaddeyo sente kyekyo kyebaagala. It is because like nze nga wengambye mama w'omwana again deciding either relationship ne taata ebaawo oba tegenda baawo. Lwaki omusajja nantwa perspective nti the only time Omumbejja wa contacting taata Duke school fees nono na contacting nga tatasaba na kusaba wabula akola ki yegwe omwana gwe wazaala olowooza nakwata naziweereza nasirika oddamu omukubira ng'okola kiwazaala mu ddwaliro kubanga ekimulaga nti gwe ssebo tukwetaaza kintu kimu ojasanga sometimes osanga omusajja ng'alina eggume nga wamugambira ajaga yagamba no oyagala sente njagala mwana wange abeere present njagala kuzeereetera njagala mwana mukima nkole ki mutwale for football you're in such a moment to listen. It is not just about money. The
result he has talked about. Okay, I understand. But still, if you want, just like you've said, if I move into your house, full packaged, whatever is under your house is you are the sole raise. You are solely responsible for whatever
the betterment of this result. Omwana ono esanyulye feka kyetutunuulira. There shouldn't be any benefit between you two.
Between the
it is not about you. It is not about him. It is about the child.
The mere fact nti mwasazaawo ne mwawukana ebyammwe byakoze eki
byawedde
buli kyemukola kyetunuulire mwana ono. Olaba kyetubadde twogerako kiri ekya joint families,
blended families.
Nti bwenze eno nze siina mwana naakaayina otegeera naye wafumbirwa ligani taata wa Duke otegeera omwana ono it should be in the very best interest of we the parents, both pairs, to make sure nti ono omwana
has a healthy
ono omwana yakimanyi nti daddy Dag ye yankuza naye biological father ye Regan wali musamba omupiira gwo mu butuufu bwagwo nti ono omwana akulenga ndi mu kifaananyi kye I provide ono omwana yajja bamanyi nti ndi wa daddy Dag naye daddy yakwatangako tegera cause ajja balaba the involvement taata nkima ku lw'omukaaga wemba nkomawo nkomyawo n'akaveera kusomera ajja nankyalirako in the know of my parents bembeera nabo ajja kula akimanyi naye kasita ozanya omupiira gwo omwana ono something small nalaba nti taata yeesuulirayo gwe nagamba ajja kula noono akimanyi oli ye taata we naajja manya omukwano guvaawa eriwa taata ono. We shall even not have these issues of court simanyi omwana akuze bamuwe kitaawe simanyi omukazi anyima omwana all those things come about because we are self-centered.
I read this story. You've reminded me. I read this story. I think it was on Twitter, and this man was asking for help. He filed for a divorce with his. I think that separated. They separated for like 4 years. Then later, omukazi najjukira nagamba kangene sabe divorce. Mukazi yajja nakoma nasaba divorce. Olagenda mu court. The man is asked, first of all, bazala abana babiri nga from the time he separated, every day there's no day that went by nga takola ki taweereza sente. Even the woman calls harassing botampa sente abana tojja kudambawuliza bichi. It's not like he was seeing them. They denied him the physical, so it could only be on the phone. So this man comes asking for help. First of all, the court apparently of course, the court of the woman has to take share of everything that you have, ABCD to Z. The court denies him custody of the child, many other things. However, he was saying, is it right that in courts, I am seeing less justice for men when it comes to their children? Because, of course, first of all, by court, a child is not allowed to go away from the mother until he's 18.
18?
No,
I think 7. Is it 7 or 8?
It's 7. It's no longer 18.
Okay. But this man from Omchale Avanga Abana.
I love the fact that we are all green of the law.
Like why? But I remember we need to understand our law. But this man, Abana Omchale Avanga, I think Abana bali about 2 years. 2 years. Awedeza buli kimu buli nako omukazi amukubira harassing what 4 years later omukazi neroza nagamba kangene nsabe divorce
ngolo ayina kyayagala
okola ki okuyisaawo naye omusajja ono ali kugamba why for the last 4 years have I been paying everything ono nagamba members sirina kyestagula mu nyumba nesimanye na mukazi gyali nabaana ekyo soke tukiteeko ali but because mmanyi nti nasamba omupiira okola ki golo nezinywa results ziizo mani ekubye asset kanolwekyo tulina okaringa on but sigenda nange njagala kwekyanga sigenda kuddamu kukola ki kuteeka yadde ekikomi paka ng'abaana bange mbalabyeko. Then there was clashing now on the internet abaana abo but my question is here
because I've also gotten something about that.
In the first place, if we sit back and observe, nadala fawali ku internet, if we sit back and observe, it's like at this point we're too co-parenting is now the trend of the day. Tetucha focusing on parenting ya traditional. Okitegera. Lwaki to say in our generation indicati we have more single parents than ever before. Single parent wejawo. Is it that we are not understanding? Because me, I would say, and I'm going to say this without apology, women are becoming very greedy, intentionally breaking relationship because you know okusombewa daka nsombewa gudi nsombewa gudi osanga omukazi ine bangalo jindi eri when men come out and call you, you're using your children as the source of income, we fight.
I actually, about that, there is a trending story, I think, in the US.
You are indefinitely discussing the challenges of
yes.
Because it is something that from benefits, slowly you are driving
into the challenges
of co-parenting.
Yes, I've been following some story. I think those on Twitter and Facebook, you've seen that story. There is an NBA player in the US. He's 23. So he had 38. They had a relationship with this lady. So omukyalo ono gali yamugamba saagala mwana. Omukazi ye yajja abaze bulungi ennaku ze nti wetukolera
otumanyi
mulina okuvaayo so yakibala bulungi naga kafunamu ku ttooke kangende nkakiika eggaali. So when they hit, so this guy was like the saagala mwana from day one. Saagala mwana omukazi amugamba osaaga ojja mwana. So when this guy, when they went into courts of law, guy ono nagamba nali saagala mwana, omukazi naga kati omwana yajja ate wo never filing a court issues. I think it's alimony or whatever it is, child support. It's 5,000 per month
USD
per month. But again guy ono nagamba Monkaso omwana sicho, but I don't want anything related to this child because namugamba sikola chi. The mere fact nti tebali bafumbo, that was the only thing that he was supposed to settle. So nagamba ogambye 15 buli mwezi omwaka jibe emyezi emeka 12 5 by 12 ne bafuna figure. Nagamba emyaka emeka 18 omuntu abatakuze multiply by 18 nakwata milioni emu mu mitwalo ngeji nazimusimba
anga tonkubira
tononya sina chenjagala ku mwana oyo.
Wow.
Wow. And there was a scuffle, there was a collision on social media.
He's been rejected
right away.
But you see, this is why I don't want to
from the world.
This is when, because women are funny they'll come and play the victim.
Yesterday about one I read, omukazi yagudde on a truck company after using this money.
Oh wow.
So the people, some were saying abakazi babadde bagufudde muze ng'amanyi buli mwezi ninayo akasente akajja. So they use it to embrace their lavish lifestyles and go on trips, buy luxurious commodities. Naye katono yamukubye je namugamba zimanaging bubi nze kasita nkoze eki nzikuwadde. So kyabadde agamba nti very many people are now bringing it up. People are very strategic nowadays. Bampala nywera mugwa tebatwagala amanya nti Reagan ali mu real estate katwenve wa Reagan myaka 2 n'ennumba Jeff wa spare Jeff never ngende wa Andrew ali mu mamotoka bonna basatu ngamba zaddemu omwana ono waleeta akakadde oli nampo 5 buli mwezi nina 8 gwange tegere n'amanya nti amaze okuwa jackpot tegere. There is also another lady still those celebrities ayinamu ba celebrity basatu abaana nebuli omu aleta child support waliwo webiri ekitundu waliwo wetaano waliwo mukaaga. So people are really now taking it to
it is really heartbreaking.
It is very bad.
It is because remember our core of this conversation is parenting, co-parenting. It is really heartbreaking that as the world evolves,
it is still the parents that are doing.
As the world evolves, we are starting to look at children as commodities.
Yes.
Instead of going back to the purpose of why God created us to have these children. Because now again it is a trend, you people, it is a trend.
And we are losing out.
But remember what children are balabana to usegereba
tulinganga abazaala ne tugamba wayi nze nzadde buli omu
kufuna byapa
omwana yalimanya abaana bananywa.
But ne tukoma ate ne tu blaming the fact that we are having society having a lot of broken families because ono mwana katinze komyo ko ono mwana oyo mwana wa NBA player ono mwana azze musazalidwa. First of all tata wali famous, so of course media yazikwata buli wamu nti munange gbola badde nga tumala na kufuluma mu lubuto lwa nnyoko that child. How do you think that boy or girl is going to be a responsible citizen? He's going to understand love. So this is now where I go back to the selfishness of women. For me, I will say it unapologetically, Omumbejja. These children are suffering with absent fathers because unfortunately somewhere Andrew we are in sikati ti alaba mentality.
Okitegeera
nokuzo omukazi
kasi twomalirizayo paba kamugezi
omwana omukyala nakuza omwana nga mutaddemu obukyayi bungi obwa kitaawe amuvumirira naye ate wadde emabega akuba essimu ono n'asasula rent. I mean, I know personally I know of a friend who she doesn't have a job. The job is the baby daddy. From rent and everything. But when you hear the story that she's telling, because I mean these kids grow, banang omusai guja kubuza je guva. This one I'm saying it to women. Omusai guja kubuza je guva.
They become adults.
They become adults.
Yes, they become adults. Adding 1 plus 1 and they are not. It's not making sense. When it's not making sense, okay, why? We become judges of our own parents, and you're like, much as I'm an adult, I think one of mommy.
But much
as a man adult,
simplest of it all I can say, like Sarah was saying, let's go back to the basics. What was the intention of us entangling? and bwe twanyumirwa ne bigaana, the result, what is it? Let's mainly focus about the result.
Have you heard about a planned child?
Yeah, I have.
A planned child, because there is this thing I've heard people say that a planned child is one that is born in, with a silver spoon in the mouth. No!
nga buli kimu bakimutegekedde.
Omwana oyo nga tamanyi nti sabbuuni ow'ekitole anaabibwa ku mubiri. Amanyi waakwoza. Omwana oyo mukene amuyita ddate.
But I just think that is not the right. It is not right because nange okay, not quite, but me who does not have that much money, yes. I can still have a planned child.
Yes. In basic submission, let's go back to the basics. When we were starting this talk, nakugambye nti twakula abazadde, it's either one of the parties looking after this child. Naye kati twagala tuberenga nze ne Sarah tukyuse narrative tuzadde omwana ono biganye Sarah agenze eno
naye omwana ono asigadde understanding health level
nga manyi taata yaŋŋaana mama yakifaako n'abazadde tulekere okwesuulirayo gwa nagamba
tulina ne bamama abasuulidde bataata abaana
kyekyo kyenkugamba nti tuleme kwesuulirayo gwa nagamba nti mama yaŋŋaano ba mama olimba omwana nti taata wo tafaayo. If it's for your own benefit, please do it out of the child's side. Omwana tomulimba nti taata wo yagaana. Bwewaba nsuulidde omwana nange nneme kubeera self-centered. Omwana ono mulage nnyina leka omwana ye akirabira ddala nti maama yatakola.
Nze ino narrative yange nga nklozinga, my last words nga nklozinga. Bwe mba nga nkedde ku makya ne ndeeta omwana ku nsi. I've always said this in different sessions that I have. Let your children be better parents than you were. How does that start? What home did how did this child understand love in the first place? So, either musajja oba mukazi, ono omwana obanga gwamulina, it is not your responsibility. I tell you, these kids grow, Omumbejja. It is not your responsibility. Okugamba omwana taata yali mubi. Mukuze omulabe parenting, that dad was okay. Kuba kula kitegeere.
I always share with my friends. I didn't grow up with my mother, neither my dad. I grew up with my jaja, a sister to my mother's mother. But this lady, she's a Christian. We are yankuza yangambanga ngojira n'ogamba mama nagamba nedda mama ojali regardless of anything else mama wakola ki nakutegeeza nti taata jali kati nze nenkulanga okimanyi nti mama taliwo taata ye yesuuliddeyo gwa nagamba naye onandaze ekifaananyi ki
balungi.
She's saying let our children be better parents than we are. Bino byonna biganye omwana akulira mu mukwano sente si kyekifuga. Be the availability of the father, let it be there. The availability of the mother, the bond ereme kuba yammwe gye mwatandikira eri naye tufokasinge ku mwana ki mwana kituyambe okuraisinga generation ennungi eyaffe eyinza oba eganye the Gen Zs, but whatever is coming next, how are we? We are millennials. Kati ba Gen Z be bali kati waliwo abajja ba alpha. How better are we impacting their life? If they are to give birth, let us really focus on their generation.
The health.
How best can we change this narrative to better these children?
I agree.
Thank you so much for growing to decipher, to dissect, multiply, subtract, and add on the co-parenting. Yes, on the co-parenting. Yes, exactly. I really thank you very much because it's been very insightful and not biased. One close-up remark. Actually, I don't know if it's a remark. I don't know if it's a cushion.
A take-home.
I don't know if it is a take-home. It's even in inverted commas. Abakazi. Lwaki bwe muzaala abaana mubasajja? The only conversation you have with the baby daddy, lulimi lwa sente.
Ate n'obukambwe obungi.
N'obukambwe?
W'otampa sente togenda kuddamu labagwana gwo.
Mugwana omwana nawe gugwo.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, that is for us okwekuba ngaffe. Actually, there is
n'abasajja nange
someone posted recently and said, kakati gwe ne baby daddy bo mwogera mukuza mwana lwaki teddayo ne mukuza omwana omulala. And I replied and told her, take away erinnya. Because these people think when you break up with a person, okay, we understand some of them broke up bitterly and everything. Even, yes, broke up bitterly and everything. But we need to overlook our own differences if we want to have a different generation. I think. True. And if this is the trend, if there are irreconcilable differences, because right now women have been educated, women are self-aware, they can no longer sit in a marriage into the rabana. And okay, mukama akuyambye abaana bazadde, but but how best can you bring up these children in a different environment that they are not lacking anything? With that, true. I want to thank you all for giving us time. As we wrap up, thank you so much. I would like
akatalekeka
mu phase 2.
Yes.
Tulina okudda mu second.
Mu phase 2 nga tudda.
Okay.
Njagala twogere ku kintu kino. Boundaries. Because ebiseera ebisinga banange wano come back for this episode. Ebiseera ebisinga abasajja mama duka akukubidde nagamba gundi njagala sente n'omugamba zikime yeeronda naja n'omugamba olaba ozaagala oya climb the bed.
Gende tuwekyamasi.
Banange tulina okudrawinga boundaries. Are you just co-parenting oba mukyalina muka?
The main point is drawing boundaries.
Draw the boundaries. Episode, we need to know when should boundaries be drawn during co-parenting. Thank you so much for tuning in. Always heartfelt hour, Captain Creative, and njagala okwebaza producer waffe mwana akola kyamaanyi
omwana olaba
he's really trying to he's starting to embrace family. Oh my God.
Esaawa zonna banange tugabayita ku maga ya producer waffe wanaaba asemye mujja mulaba ku kamera.
Meanwhile, as we wrap up, I would love to thank all our sponsors, abavujirizi baffe bonna
nayiza akagamba obuvujirizi
aba making sure nti tubeerawo tuli basanyufu.
Netujja ne tulya kamere.
Nakayenga Omumbejja, Mama Duke muwala wa Kabaka,
Sarah Nankunda,
and Douglas Karungi. No, because I love my name deeply, so I have to